Hare Krishna. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Today we shall discuss a very divine topic, 19 symbols on Srimati Radharani's feet. Just by remembering the feet of Radharani alone, one can attain both worldly and spiritual advancement. The left feet of Radharani has 11 symbols and right feet has 8 symbols. These 19 symbols can be seen only by very close associate gopis when Radharani is asleep or when she is doing Hidavala Leela, that is swaying in swing alongside with Krishna. Following verses specify the various symbols in Radharani's feet.
अरे मनश्चिन्तया राधिकाया वामे पदे अङ्गुष्ठातले यवारी प्रदिशिनी सन्धिभगूर्ध्वरेखा अङ्कुचितामचरणार्थमेव मध्ये तले च ध्वजपुष्पवल्ली कनिष्ठकर्धाङ्कुशमेकमेव चक्रस्य मूले वलयातपत्रे पर्ष्णौ तु चन्द्रार्धनमाध्यपादे
We start with meditating upon the various symbols on the left leg. Right below the thumb, we have the symbol of Jau, that is barley corn. Meditating and remembering this gives us a benediction of all austerities and tapasya. It also means devotees receive all enjoyable appearances of prosperity. Near the Jau or the barley symbol, there is another symbol, basically a line, an upcurving line referred to as Urdhva Rekha. This mark signifies that the devotees who cling to their lotus feet as if holding on to the lifeline will be transported to the higher realms. Indeed, they will not fall down. It shows that such devotees need never be in doubtful of their upward passage. They cannot be held captive within the small egg like material universe. It also indicates that the path to their lotus feet, being free of external designations, is very direct. It also reveals that their feet can reach down to the lowest fallen souls and deliver those who have taken shelter of them. The other next symbol to meditate upon is the disc or the chakra. This mark cuts down the 6 enemies of their devotees. Basically, the lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy. It indicates Teja Tattva, or the principle of brilliance by which they destroy the darkness of sin from within their own devotees' hearts. Furthermore, this mark of Srimati Radharani's foot shows that she is the ruler of her own kingdom formed by the circle of Vrajamandala. We now meditate upon the lotus symbol, the Kamal. This mark increases greed for the nectar in the minds of the bee like devotees who meditate on the lotus feet. The lotus also signifies that just as a lotus grows out of water, similarly those whose eyes swell with tears upon holding the divine lotus feet of their heart receive the highest benefit. This mark also shows that the goddess of fortune, Sri Lakshmi, always resides at his feet rendering humble service. It signifies that his feet are so soft that they can only be compared to lotus petals. Indeed, upon first glancing at the lotus feet, you would think you are directly seeing fresh lotus blossoms. It also reveals that just as lotus blooms by day and contracts by night, similarly those who remain steeped in meditation on lotus feet always feel the blossoming unfoldment of brilliant sattvika ecstasies that dispel the darkness of ignorance. It also means that the bee of the devotee's mind cannot fly beyond the bondage of dry jnana and vairagya without the temptation offered by the superior nectar of the lotus sweet. Praying to Lakshmi and hence results accordingly. Next symbol we meditate upon is anklet on the or what we call as conquered on the lotus feet of Radharani. The anklet marks or indicates how Krishna's ear is always listening for the tinkling sound of the charming ankle bells upon her feet. Thus he lives for the shelter of her feet, which gives him all happiness. The next symbol is elephant goad or referred to as Ankusha. This mark indicates that meditation on lotus feet brings the elephant of the devotee's mind under control and keeps them on the right path. It also shows that those who thus stay on the path towards the feet become superior among men, just as one riding on the top of an elephant travels far above the rest. The next symbol is flag or the dhwaja. This mark announces that for the devotees meditating on the feet of Radharani, they give security and safe protection from all sorts of fear caused by Kali Yuga. The next symbol is umbrella or chhatra. This mark gives superiority, power, that is Aishwarya, to devotees. This mark proves that those who take the shelter of lotus feet of are shielded from the incessant rainfall of material miseries. It also denotes that those who sit in the shade of the feet become exalted just like the Maharajas who usually have umbrella over their heads. The next symbol on the left leg of Srimati Radharani is flower, that's pushpa. So this mark shows that the divine fame of the feet spread everywhere, just like the fragrance of a flower. It also shows that the feet are not hard but soft as flower petals. And it means that just as every fruit comes into being after the plant blooms, similarly all spiritual fruits come into being after first blossoming at the soles of the feet. As part of the Leela, where Krishna decorates her lotus feet to pacify her anger, Radha includes flower to her feet to soften her feet so that her feet are soft for Krishna's pleasure and are not troublesome and tough to him. The next symbol to meditate upon is creeper or lata. This mark symbolizes how the desire creeper of the devotee grows and gradually seeks refuge at her lotus feet. It also shows that her lotus feet are always found in the forest of Vrindadevi, where many vines and creepers thrive. It also proves that she is the supreme goddess of herbal medicine and that her lotus feet are the ideal cure of healing the disease of materialism. Shows that Srimati Radharani is like the creeper wrapping around the tamal tree that is Lord Krishna. It also shows that her lotus feet transverse ground that abounds with groves and vine laden bower houses. It indicates that intelligent people hold to her lotus feet just as a creeper firmly grasps whatever is ascending. The next symbol to meditate upon is half moon or Earth Chandra. This mark is seen in the feet of both Radha and Krishna. Half moon is spotless. This mark symbolizes how their lotus feet truly accomplish the desired objectives of the devotees. Just as the moon showers nectar with its cooling rays, similarly their lotus feet shower nectar upon their devotees, extinguishing the threefold material miseries. Just as the half moon is in the process of increasing, similarly, the benefit of for one who is day by day expanding the glorification of their lotus feet in a spotless manner certainly increases. Devotion of a devotee becomes spotless and grows just like the half moon. So, we now have discussed the 11 symbols that we meditate upon in the left leg. So, we proceed on to the right leg of Srimati Radharani. The first symbol we discuss is conch, is Shankha. This mark indicates that those who take shelter of their lotus feet are always rescued from all sorts of distresses. Just as during the Aarti ceremony, the conch shell is used to hold water that is offered directly after the fire of the ghee lamp. Similarly, their lotus feet hold transcendental water that soothes their devotees from blazing fire of material miseries. Also, this symbol proclaim ultimate victory of the devotees, since the conch shell mark on their lotus feet contains the entire ocean of material existence that may now be easily crossed. This mark also shows that those who resort to their lotus feet become completely fearless. And further, the mark is also symbol of a Jala Tattva or principle of water, since it was Krishna's lotus feet that manifested in the river Ganga, purifier of all the worlds, or on Radharani's foot. This mark indicates the water principle that soothes her beloved Krishna so that he feels no burning pain whenever he is separated from her company. The next symbol on the right leg we meditate upon is earring. This earring mark indicates how Krishna ear is always listening for the tinkling sound of the charming ankle bells upon her feet. Thus he lives for the shelter of her feet, which gives him all happiness. The next symbol is altar, yajna. This mark proclaims that the sins of those who meditate upon their feet are burned up as if in the altar of sacrifice. Furthermore, it indicates that just as the universe is nourished by the Brahmanas offering fire sacrifices, similarly, those who offer their minds in sacrifice to their feet stimulate universal nourishment that affects all of creation. The universe is a form of Krishna, and the offering is a form of Radha. The perfect union is indicated by the mark of sacrificial altar. The next symbol on the right leg of Radharani is mountain Govardhan Parvat. Govardhan Parvat is not different from Krishna, and we do parikrama, that is circumambulating. This mark reveals that even though Giri Govardhan is worshipped by all of Raja as the best of the mountains, still Govardhana hill in turn serves the feet of the divine couple. Hence it is further tells she is the Swamini of Vraja. Next symbol is club or gada. This mark is to show that their feet are capable of chastising the elephant of sinful lust. It further indicates that for whoever takes the shelter of their feet, all their ancestors will also receive benefit. It is a symbol of auspiciousness. The next symbol we discuss is chariot. This mark symbolizes the universe as a chariot, and their feet show in which direction for all souls to travel. It further indicates that the Lord and Radha Rani are so merciful to his devotees that they become the chariot driver for them in the path of bhakti. It is also showing that the supreme goal may be easily attained, just as there is no trouble when one rides the chariot to visit the forest Vrindavan. Whoever sits upon the chariot of their feet emerges victorious in the battle of Maya. The next symbol is spear, that is Pash, also referred to as Shakti. This mark assures that those who wish to have the miserable bonds of the mundane sphere cut, and who take shelter of them, and their feet immediately appear to slash all entanglements and difficulties. It also indicates that they are Shaktiman, or natural processors of all divine potencies, whereas their servants are not endowed with separate independent power but completely dependent upon them. The next symbol is fish, Matsya. So this mark shows that just as a fish cannot live without water, Radha and Sri Krishna can't live without each other. So similarly, the surrendered devotees cannot live a moment without directly associating with their lotus feet. This mark on Radharani's foot shows that she, like a fish out of water, cannot live for a moment without her beloved. It also shows that all the most cherished desires and longings of those who resort to their lotus feet will be truly fulfilled. It also means that the mind is very fickle, just like a fish whose wavers this way and that way. And so only after so much meditation do their feet finally come into the heart. It also indicates that their feet will come to life in one's heart only if the heart has been purified by soft, loving emotions. Krishna's foot has this mark as well, which is the emblem flying in the banner of Cupid, just to excite the desires of the Vrajagopis. This mark on his foot also indicates that he has conquered Cupid, thereby displaying Cupid's flag in surrendered on the soles of his lotus feet. It is also a reminder that during the great universal devastation and flood, he assumed the form of Matsya, the fish incarnation, and thereby saved his devotees. Meditating upon these symbols assures we cross the Bhavasagara. We should always possess these symbols in feet of Radharani in our mind and heart in other to take up devotional services at the lotus feet. Hare Krishna.